Interesting. We outside. Yeah, we outside. Thank you. I'm outside in Toronto. I'm back in Toronto. For those of you guys who are following me, my stories and my posts, I was in Budapest for 6 weeks and I'm back. Thank you. I'm in my headband era because I'm growing my bangs out. It's at an awkward stage right now, so. What else can I do with my bangs while it's growing out? I have to try like clips and stuff. Clips. Oh yes, I am smiling. I've been thinking a lot. Yeah, let me know if you guys can hear me. I should do more lives outside. I meditate out here. Well, I just got here, but I have chosen this is my morning meditation spot. I'm back in Toronto. I love meditating outside. And my meditation spots would be great for taking your questions because I can get into the zone. So yeah, if you guys have any questions for me, feel free to put in the question box on Instagram. And okay, perfect. And you guys can just comment on YouTube. I'm here for a little bit to answer some questions. I do have a client. Are you here? Let me know if you're here. I'll give you a shout out. Or if you don't want a shout out, I won't shout you out, but I know she watches my lives. I have a client at 4, so time check me. It's 3:04 right now. Time check me at 3:45. Okay, guys? And if you guys are interested in my personal coaching services, one-on-one services, you guys can comment link. If you comment link, not on YouTube, we don't have that integrated yet, but if you're on Instagram, you comment link, I'll DM you my links. My website and my coaching and my live stream replays if you're interested in that. And also if you comment giveaway, again, sorry, YouTube, not you yet, just Instagram, you guys can also have a chance to win a free coaching session with me or a one-on-one session. You can really take that session and make it do how you want, either coaching from me to refine your self and social confidence, or if you want to improve your wellness. You guys always hear me talk about meditation and even things like psychedelics and cannabis. If you want to know how to use it practically, intentionally, safely, hit me up. Comment giveaway, you might win. So yeah, any questions from you guys? Yes, 3:04. Oh, you're in Ontario too. I'm in Ontario too. You can put in the question box. Okay, Pixie Girl, tip number 1, get specific, okay? Get specific. What kind of tips do you want? You got to be intentional and specific in life. So tell me more. Elaborate. If it's confidence, just be yourself, but be a regulated version of yourself. You know that trend going around right now? Very demure, very mindful. I posted, I put that in my caption today too. But honestly, that's what I learned in Budapest. Why is that thing so popular? The whole being mindful. It's because it's basically speaking to, if you're regulated, you're calm, you're present, then it's attractive for yourself and for other people. Very mindful, very demure, yes. How to be less overreacting when you've been doing that all of your life. I understand. Who dis? I was like that. I was that girl. I still am sometimes. I mean, but the other thing is we all are, right? We all are reactive, triggered people. Be mindful. It's really everything that happens to you in your everyday, in your every moment. Just pause whenever something happens. Pause for a minute and be like, what just happened? And if it was really triggering, this is why I talk about meditation. Yeah, give yourself time and space every day, every morning, every night to review your experiences. But in the moment, when you first catch a thought or something just happened to you, you catch it, you take a deep breath, and you're like, who do I want to be right now? That's why my practice is intention, breathing, balance. It's always intention, it comes back to intention, breathing, balance. And it's so simple, but it's so simple that it's difficult. You just catch, and this is applicable for all of your questions, and you catch the situation that just happened, or reaction from someone else, or whatever, from anything and anyone. You decide, who do I want to be and what do I want right now? And normally it's not to freak out, it's not to get angry, it's not to be angry at them because we're gonna start a fight. It's nothing intense or aggressive. And if you want that, go ahead, do it. But normally it's not. So you catch it and you're just like, okay. And if it's something where you have something to say, you say it. Even if you're in a disagreement, if you have some sort of opinion and truth, you still say it. But you say it more firmly and you say it gently, and then you let it go. And if it's something you can just let go in the moment, you just let go in the moment, and it's all good. And other circumstances would be like, maybe it's something where it does make you upset, it does frustrate you. You can still feel the emotion, but you don't have to react to it expressively. So all of this becomes very clear when we give ourselves time to take a breath and regulate, process before we respond. Thank you, Daisy. Do you have a question for me? Or feel free to tell me more about yourself. What movie do you suggest? Okay, this is just really random, but I just rewatched AI on the plane yesterday. My flight back from Budapest to Toronto, I watched AI. You guys remember AI? If you guys are too young, Gen Zs, you might not even know this movie, but it's the same kid as the Sixth Sense kid, I'm pretty sure. Right? The same kid, right? He's such a good actor. That kid is such a good actor. And Air Canada, I flew Air Canada back. They have a really good range of movies because I flew Air Swiss to Budapest, and other parts of the service was great, but the movie selection was not. But Air Canada had so many movies, so I was scrolling through it and I saw AI and I was like, oh my gosh, I used to love this movie. I remember I loved it because of that one scene near the end. Should I spoil it? Do you guys mind? Have you guys watched AI? Okay, I'll just say it. But there's one scene near the end where it's basically a movie about AI, so it's also very interesting to watch it again now. But there's one scene in the end where, actually, if I explain it, I have to explain the whole thing, so it's too long. But it's a very sad scene. It's also very touching. I just remember watching that scene, and it's the scene where it's the son and the kid and the mother reunite for a day. I remember that scene made me so emotional even as a kid. So then I saw the movie and I was like, holy shit, the world's all about AI right now. So I watched it. And dude, this movie was in the 90s, and I feel like a lot of things that they're showing in the movie seemed really sci-fi then, but it kind of makes sense, and it kind of might be what happens in the future. Not all of it, not the dystopian part of it, but I don't think so, but the other parts of it. But yeah, watch AI. I mean, it's not really to do with social dynamics, but it's a good movie. How did I end up in the career I am in now? Great question. Thank you for asking. Oh, let's go down a rabbit hole answering this. But I've always been socially confident. I've always been good at socializing. I've always been good in group settings. I've always been good in group settings, no matter what it is. However, I've also always been very sensitive in group settings, very sensitive to the thoughts and emotions of others. That's why I've been good at it, because the reason why I'm good in group situations is because I can really feel everyone's thoughts and emotions, and I have a good way of being present with it all at once, and then bringing everyone together and getting everyone to share and making people feel included. And it's just my sensitivity to feeling people, especially in groups. I can do it especially well in groups, but you can see that it's a double-edged sword, because because of this. And even now online, even with you guys, I mean, I love you guys, but then the internet's a scary place. I feel so many things, and this is something that I think we can all do and feel and experience, but I have a particularly sensitive state for it. And so I've always been very socially sensitive. I've always been good at socializing, but when I first started to do content, I actually started to do lifestyle and food blogging in Toronto, and it slowly evolved into what I'm currently doing now, because I realized I can share things about social dynamics, but also because I've always been very spiritual. I've gone through a lot of spiritual experiences. You guys know that I use psychedelics and cannabis as my tools, but I also learned a lot about moderation, balance, and letting go of my vices through them. So it all kind of came together through the last few years, and as I do more content, as I grow in this path, the deeper I go. And I realize that a lot of my social confidence in the past was actually anxiety, or I knew it in the past, but I didn't I didn't know that everything I was doing socially, whenever I felt bad on the inside, there's a better way to do it. So and it just comes back to, that's why my practice in the end that I've developed, and I always tell you guys, and I always try my best to give you guys examples, is intention, breathing, balance. The deeper I meditate, the deeper I go, the clearer it gets, the simpler it gets of how this all works. And it really is like love and balance. It's love and balance, this whole thing that we're in, energy, whole thing, universe, practical world, everything. Oh shoot, it's raining. It's raining. Hopefully it doesn't get inside. But yeah, anyways, so that's my answer. I started a little while back, but I'm here until, remember, time check me guys, 3:45. Yes, breath, balance, intention will definitely apply, but go ahead. I find myself skittish when I'm approached in public interactions because I'm always caught off guard by it. You're absolutely right. It's intention, breathing, balance. What do you think it is? It's easy to understand, harder to be, of course. That's why intention, breathing, balance is a practice. That's why I still practice. I have a very active mind, so I know all these things and I share it with you guys, and I obviously have reached a certain stage in my life where I can do it well now, but it's a practice still. A lot of the things I tell you, I still get nervous. I still get super anxious. We're human beings, man, you know? So it's okay if you feel what you feel, Daisy. When you feel skittish, you can't control it, right? You can't control your initial feeling or reaction when things happen. It's fine. So recognize that. This is how intention, breathing, balance was invented by me. Well, it's not invented by me. It is the way for everyone, but how I came into it myself, it's because I'm a reactive bitch, man. Freaking, these few days, all I've been telling myself is very mindful, very demure. I know it's everywhere right now, but it really is the way. I'm like, be mindful. I was like having lunch here earlier, like 20 minutes ago, and I was like, don't watch a TV show, because I normally like to watch television when I eat. I'm sure a lot of us do this, right? I've been practicing more mindful eating. So I'm just gonna sit out here, just gonna eat, listen to some music. But then sometimes I get into this habit as I'm thinking where I start scarfing down my food. I'm just like, no, pretend there's a camera here. Pretend I'm in a movie right now. Just be delicate, be mindful in my eating. So Daisy, I know I'm still here with you. What I was gonna say is, when you feel skittish, catch it, it's fine. Feel the skittish, feel it. But once you feel it, now you have a choice. You breathe, and they're here. And even if you have to slow down a bit, that's fine. Do your thing. And it's actually better, it's more confident if you slow down in front of them. That's gonna show your confidence. Your anxiety of needing to keep up with them and needing to react to them, and they approach you and you're caught off guard and you need to start talking right away, that's your reactive behavior, and that shows them that you're not regulated and you're nervous and anxious. So the uncomfortable thing that you want to practice doing now is actually part of your confident presence. So when you remember that, you're gonna just remember, and it's gonna be a bigger incentive for you to remember to just slow down. When you get caught off guard, just slow down, take a breath, decide what you want to do. If they just said hi, just say hi back. And even if you did a really reactive reaction, you can even call it out. Just be like, you scared me. Holy shit. Where'd you come from? I was deep in my thoughts. Okay, so it's okay to be real, but it's just take a breath, decide what you want, breathe, and then you be the energy. Just remember, whatever you think and feel will grow. So be the energy that you want to experience. Whatever 3-3-3-2-2023, what were you before? How to go back to what I was before? Interesting question, curious question. Interesting because sometimes I ask myself that. For me, it's because there's parts of me that the further I go on my journey, the more public I have a presence on the internet, the more pain I experience, the more feedback I get, criticism, and the more motivated I want to improve myself and get better and better, the more I change and evolve, obviously, and it's great. But there are certain aspects of my personality where I know the answer, though. You can integrate it all, but I had to go through my own journey to realize this, and sometimes it's still hard to balance it all, but there's some expressive sides of me that I love about myself, but when I don't balance it out, when I force it too much, or when I'm anxious when I'm doing it, I get criticism from people. And I've experienced this in the past, where in real life, just in my relationships, where my overexcited energy or my overexcited personality, sometimes I get a feedback that I don't appreciate or that hurts me through my relationships. And then so I started to hone it. And obviously the more content I create online, I learn a lot through this too. And sometimes my unregulated excitement gets me criticism. So as I work on myself, as I hone myself, as I improve myself, I reach certain points where I look at that like for example, now if you guys are with me all the time, you'll know that I'm more stoic now than I used to be. I still am expressive. It's always Aries moon, man, Aries moon. And that's why I need to do lives, and I need to go out and talk to people when I feel antisocial, because people like stir me up. But what I'm trying to say is I sometimes miss my old self too. And there were moments when I thought I had to say bye to certain parts of myself. But now I realize that whatever 3-3-3-2023, whatever you were before, what is it? Just be that thing again. But if that, whatever it was, caused you pain in the past, or caused you pain in your personality and made you feel like you needed to change, see it as something to dissect, and it's something to refine. It's not something to let go of. That was my journey. You can be exactly who you are, and it's about, you have to be who you are. Remember, time check me, 3:45. Because this is one of the things I'm helping my client, the one I'm meeting with next, on right now. She's beautiful. Not going to share any confidential information, but similar experience. She's trying to be this and that. I mean, all my clients are like this, trying to be this and that, and her natural way of expressing is so beautiful. But I understand where her frustrations are. Same thing as me. It's just reducing the anxiety when you are the personality that you are trying to let go of. You can still be that personality, but be in a regulated, balanced way, and don't force it and don't push it. So whatever 3-3-3-2023, I don't know if you commented, but if you want to tell me more about what that actually is, I can help you. Activate LA, yep, you do, and me too. We all do. I need to do more breathing and slowing down talking at times. It's not easy, especially if you're someone who naturally, when you're excited and when you do have something good to say, you start to talk fast, like me. It's not easy, because it's also, to talk fast and to keep going is also a strength, right? So to remember to slow down is hard. And because it's a strength, sometimes when we get anxious, we push it. But just know that it's So much good can come from taking a breath and slowing down. You know what? Something else I also realized recently, I think a lot of us, we get scared to slow down and regulate. Why is regulation so hard? Taking a breath, slowing down. It's also because it actually takes courage and confidence to suddenly slow down and take a breath. Not just in front of people because you're scared because you feel like they might judge you because you're not replying fast enough, which is ridiculous if you really think about it. But also, when we decide to slow down, take a breath, just like right now, and we do it properly, where we're actually regulating. So I'm letting you go, I'm taking a breath, I'm regulating. What am I actually doing here? I'm actually really letting you go. AKA, it's like stepping into the unknown in a very, very meta way, right? Like in that moment for you to decide to let it all go and take a breath to regulate before you start talking again, before you start presenting again, before you start interacting again, doing whatever you're doing again. It requires courage and confidence and trust in the unknown of the next moment, because you're literally letting go to take a breath and regulate. But that's the power of it too. Whenever we stop forcing or stop pushing the anxiety and we choose to, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna breathe. And when I'm breathing, I'm literally dropping everything. You're trusting that by doing this and coming into this unknown energy, the next moment, the answers will naturally come, or the ideas will naturally come, or your flow will come back. But that is what it is. That's why it really is intention, breathing, balance. But all of it, intention, breathing, and balance, requires courage and confidence too. But once you really understand that's the flow of it, it's also super easy, but also not easy, because I forget about it too all the time. But right, you guys feel me? Whoa, these are great comments. You guys are so thoughtful. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I want to answer all of these. Wait. I love to know any breathwork or breathing things you share. Okay, I love breathwork teachers. I have so much to learn. There's so many different ways, right? Like this way, and the fire breathing, and all the breathings. So I love it. I'm always learning from these teachers when I have a chance to. But if I'm being real with you guys, and honestly, it makes sense. When you're breathing to regulate, feel your breath. Let the breath. I literally am one with the breath when I regulate, when I breathe. That's the point. You have to connect to the breath and let go of your thoughts and emotions. So when I'm breathing, I'm like feeling it through my body. That's why you see me put my hand here so much too. I'm actively feeling the breath. So that would be the biggest thing I'm saying. If you're asking breath work to regulate, like feel it and get very present with the breath whenever you do it. All these videos that you do that show how you act in social situations, do they come from experimenting in real life or from a book or class? Not from books. I actually don't read that many books nowadays. I read a lot of books in my early years of my spiritual awakening journey. So this was like 2020, 2021, but they were mostly spiritual books. My socializing things comes from experience, a lot of experience, and also meditation. It's a combination of the two. A lot of times it's experience, and sometimes it's like painful experiences, awkward experiences, then I meditate on it, then I know the answer, then I experience, and then I share. And I think that's the best way to share, because I'm personally going through these things, learning and then sharing. Sometimes I don't need to go through it, it's just, I just know. But the knowing also comes through my meditation. I just know. I'll be real with you guys. In my early days, I literally, every single one of my videos that you guys see on my feed in my early days, I would wait until I get these inspiration hits when I meditate. I used to get such potent downloads. Now I meditate every day still, and it's still everything I talk about is still through my meditation, but it almost feels like earlier in my journey I was so fascinated by all these new learnings. I was so like I was connecting to source, God, my consciousness every day, and this is what you go through if you start to meditate and you start to realize that the truth of this universe. But earlier in my journey I was like living in my mind and getting these downloads so much. Now it's more about being. So, was I answering your question? Yeah, so experimenting for sure, personal experiences and meditation, that's my answer. See, Giancarlo, that's what I was talking about. For you too, Giancarlo said, I find when taking that breath mid-speak, I tend to lose context of the convo. That's why I was saying how when we take a breath to regulate, it really is trusting the unknown, because there is a chance that we will lose everything, right? Especially if we're presenting something. We're in a mid-presentation or mid-argument or mid-intense interaction. Yeah, there's a chance that you will lose it all, but there's also a chance that you're gonna gain it all. Real talk, seriously. So what are you gonna take the chance? Because especially if you are already unregulated, you're already feeling anxious, might as well take the risk. But there's a way to do it so that you increase the chance of you getting your answer or knowing what to say next, which is literally do the intention breathing balance, and that's it. So intention is, or you breathe first to regulate. If you're starting to feel anxious, starting to lose your train of thought, starting to feel ungrounded, you decide, okay, I'm gonna breathe now, I'm gonna drop it. Your intention, you kind of already know. You're like, I want to know what to say next, or I want to reduce my anxiety, okay? And imbalance is what you're gonna do, Giancarlo. This is what's gonna help. As you're breathing and you're dropping, you're balancing your emotions on the inside. Don't freak out. Don't be thinking, oh shoot, I'm taking a breath and now I might not know what to say. If you feel inferior or superior, if you're like, oh my gosh, I'm getting angry and like I'm just taking this breath because I have to prove my next point, then whatever you say next is gonna still carry that energy. So when you're regulating and you're breathing, you're also balancing. You're balancing your own thoughts and emotions, and you're balancing whatever you're feeling with the other. Even if it's something intense, something negative, you're just like, okay, I know my truth, or I'm confident, even if I don't exactly know what to say next, but I'm not gonna, they're fine too. They're like, just let them be, balance. So do that, and it's gonna help the chance of you knowing what to say next. I do have a podcast. It's in my bio link. If you comment link or links, I'll send you my links, and then you can find my podcast. But I have been experimenting with it, so please do comment. Leave me comments on my YouTube and my podcast. Actually, you can't leave comments on the podcast, right? Leave me comments on YouTube, because a lot of times it's the same content on what you would like to see, because I want to do more longer form content and talk about things, but I need some inspiration from you guys. How to take and accept compliments. You just take and accept it, baby. What you're gonna do is when someone compliments you, you're not gonna intention breathing balance. Your intention is, oh my gosh, someone just complimented me. Thank you so much. And for them to compliment me, they truly see something in me that they like, for them to actually want to say something. So wow, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You feel the energy. You feel the, oh my gosh, that's so nice of them. That's so kind of them. Thank you so much. Feel it, to say the thank you. And you can compliment back if there's something genuine to say, or you can just smile, and that's it. Just breathe and take it with grace. That's the best way to do it anyways, and it's such a great thing when someone compliments you. I feel like accepting compliments, you have to know yourself. Yeah, That's a good point too, Yarlane. I'm just thinking through it. Well, yeah, that will definitely help for sure, because then you can speak to it. Ooh, that's another good one. So you can be like, thank you so much. And if they seem very curious about it, you can share more about what it is. If it's your work, then you can share more about it. You can inspire them. So obviously when you know yourself more, it's easier. But sometimes if someone compliments you on something unexpected and you feel shy about it, that's cute too. You can be surprised, but you'll just say, wow. And you can even show your surprise. You can be like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I thought I looked so bad today, but thank you guys. No, I don't look bad, but I'm just saying that could be something. Yeah, there's a tendency to dismiss it, to be humble, but that's a tendency for people that are not confident, and people that are not truly knowing how to balance confidence and kindness. Why would you feel bad about it? Actually, that's for people that don't truly love themselves, because when you truly love yourself, you know how to love others, and you share and give compliments generously, and you accept compliments generously. That's what it is. You know that it's all love, and everyone's doing their best, and everyone's trying their best, and everyone deserves compliments, and everyone deserves to know that they're doing their best, and they're acting their best, and they're looking their best, and they're being their best. So I'm going to compliment you if I see it. You're going to compliment me. So it's all a blessing. It's a great thing. It's a thing to celebrate. Good question. Do you think that too much self-monitoring and social interactions can make you seem inauthentic? Of course. Just know that it's not about monitoring. Well, I'm highly observant in social interactions. I like to observe everything, and that's just what I like. And if you want to be can you differentiate being present and conscious with, or can you separate being present and conscious with being good company in a social environment though? The reason why I'm super observant is because I want to be present. I'm present with everything. I'm aware of everything. And you can do that lightly though. You don't need to do it so seriously. But I also understand how that's why people are anxious too, when they get too anxious about everything. So I think the practice is more so, for me, that's why I always talk about alert nonchalance, is being aware of everything so that you're present, so that you can be good company if you're there, and you can be good company for yourself. You want to, if you're in a social environment, you don't want to sound like, you don't want to act like an idiot or you don't want to come across like an idiot. Maybe you do you? But it's just being aware of everything and just feeling light about it though. It's all good. And even if something unexpected happens, or even if you get triggered, that's fine. You can get curious about it. You can ask a question. You can still feel the emotions, but you can pin it, meditate on it later. So it's not monitoring in the sense of like being so uptight about it, being so rigid and hard. It's a lightness. Being aware of everything so that you can be present with everyone and yourself. I just did a post on Instagram, my photo post, my Budapest part 2. And I made an association. That's not the word I was thinking of. I couldn't find the word that I'm actually thinking of, but association to that whole trend right now, very mindful. But that was my time in Budapest. For me to have a good time, and for me to be present, and for me to notice the beauty of the city. And even back in Toronto, just me like being here, what I was talking about earlier, choosing to sit outside, eat my lunch, not watching TV. This is the only way I can really appreciate the present moment and feel good and see the beauty in everything, instead of being very worried about things in my mind. So going back to what Aiden asked, was it Aiden? Don't be rigid on the monitoring, but see the beauty in being very present and aware of everything. And it's about practicing being light about it. How to be aware nonchalant? That's a good question. It's be very present in your surroundings. Everywhere you go, be there. Be there now. So if you're breathing, you're grounding yourself. You're looking at everything. You're not afraid to do eye contact. Time check me. 3:45, I gotta go. You're not afraid to do eye contact. You're present, you're breathing, you're there. So that's the awareness. That's all it takes. You're just very present, you're aware of everything. And I go to the next level. That's why the whole mindful being here is popular right now, is because when you're truly composed, kind of this like modest energy, then it's easier to be aware. Like when you're regulated and you're calm and you're there, you're just aware of everything. And it's actually hand in hand. To be fully nonchalant, you have to be aware too, because you're calm with everything that's going on. That's the definition, right, of nonchalance. If you're not aware and feeling relaxed, that's not really nonchalant, because for you to be nonchalant, you need to be aware but relaxed about whatever's going on. So it's hand in hand, and it's just regulation. And it's just any of your thoughts and emotions that come up in the live present moment, just treat it delicately. It's okay. Even if something negative happens, something intense you feel, it's okay that you felt it. But if right now you're in a present moment with other people, or maybe just by yourself, but you want to enjoy this moment, maybe pin it to meditate on later. And try not to just go down a woe hole. Everything is okay. So catch that emotion, catch that thought, drop it, be okay. And if it involves someone else, because a lot of times it's hard to practice alert nonchalance when we're with other people. Just know that your energy is how you are being, and your being is how you are thinking and feeling and intending in the right now moment. So your energy will directly influence everyone else around you. So knowing how powerful that is, more powerful than words. The words will come with the energy. You'll become way more conscious and put more effort in the beginning until it becomes easier to stay aware, but breathe whenever thought, emotion comes. Let it go and just be the energy you want to be. So even if you're triggered by someone else, be graceful. Even if you disagree, you can still say what you want to say, but try not to like fight against them, because that's not the mirror. That's not mindful. Okay? It takes practice though. It's not easy. I understand. I understand. But be intentional and commit to the practice, and it will get easier. Meat tokes? What do you do if you keep having taking space? I can't even read it. It's hilarious. Basically, meat toke is saying, what do you do if you have to take space to breathe though? I can't be breathing in a conversation all the time. That's the practice, meat tokes. The practice is to learn how to act to breathe as you're talking, and slip in the breath as you're talking. You guys can just watch me closely. Actually, it's giving me anxiety. Actually, it's good practice, so it's fine. But that's what I do, and I'm still practicing. And I do especially when I'm out and about nowadays. Oh, okay, you know what? I see what they say about Canadians now. When I say about, it really does sound Canadian. Out and about. About. But you want to practice in the moment as you're talking. You're breathing as you're talking. You don't take breaks. You just keep going. And this also comes with practicing how to shift dynamics as you're talking. So sometimes we might talk faster because we have a point, we want to talk faster, but then we'll actively, dynamically slow down. We'll just slow down sometimes, and then we'll pick it up again. And this is great for storytelling as well, when we know how to Just shift the speeds as we talk, and with our tones too. Sometimes we lift our tone up. Sometimes we drop our tone down. And even with our moods and our energies, sometimes we are more sincere. Sometimes we are more sincere. We're more thoughtful. And sometimes we're more playful and more crazy. So when you learn to play with dynamics in the way that you speak, it's going to help with active breathing throughout your conversations too. That's a good question though, I understand. But when it gets really anxious, it's okay. Be like, take that breath, take that breath. 3 minutes, let's go, 3 minutes. Give me some more questions. Okay, let me choose the one I want to answer. Or you too, I love you guys too. Whoops. Yes, I do have video about eye contact. Activate LA, watch it. It's a good one. But don't overthink it once you know what I tell you, okay? It's about flowing. Okay, I'll just answer this one. You're welcome, Meat Togs. I love your handle, by the way. I love your handle. That was a good question. Day by day getting better. Yo, I love your handle. I love your handle. Day by day getting better. Oh, that's a great handle. How to be confident around people and and also how to believe in yourself. Confidence is certainty. Confidence is a knowing and certainty, and also know that we all can be confident in different things, and we're all practicing, and it's basically impossible to be confident in everything. You can fake it till you make it though, but the fake it till you make it is not really faking it. You're just practicing certainty in every moment. You don't, so that's basically it. When you're around people, okay, and then also, wait, to answer how to believe in yourself, get to know yourself, so meditate. The more you get to know yourself, the more certain you can be. So once you start to get to know yourself more, just also know that it's that feeling of certainty. So when you're around people, even if you don't know something, be certain about that. Even if you're shy, be okay with it. It's just this knowing and certainty of whatever you're thinking and feeling right now, you're okay with it. You're even okay speaking about it. And you don't need to fake it. You don't need to fake it till you make it and I like practice it, right? But you don't need to fake your energy in the moment. You don't need to mask your confidence. You don't need to feel inferior about your insecurities. You can feel okay about your insecurities. You can be certain about it. And when you're certain and you're a knowing, then regulation is easier too, and you're less likely to go into the imbalances of superiority and inferiority, which I talk a lot about a lot of my content. So watch my YouTube videos if you want to know about superiority and inferiority, and I will have more content coming out soon. Make sure, you have to go now. I time checked myself, but I see some of you guys commenting. Thank you guys so much. You guys always have to watch my back, okay, when I give you time checks. But thank you guys. Comment link on Instagram right now if you guys want to get all my links to my content, my coaching, my one-on-one coaching. Also comment giveaway if you want a chance to win a one-on-one session with me. We can have a conversation, or I can obviously coach you on your self and social identity. Thank you guys so much on YouTube too. You guys, all my links and everything is in the description here. Thank you guys so much for being here. I do weekly live streams on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. If you guys want access to all of my live streams, I don't save them all. Some of them are public on YouTube. Some of them are only in my subscription. So you guys can also subscribe to that. So again, comment link to get all my content, comment giveaway for a chance to win. And I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you guys for being with me through my journey too, for appreciating my content. Please always like, comment something nice, comment something supporting me too. I love those. You can also comment feedback, obviously. That's helpful too. But just know that your support with me is just as much appreciated as any appreciation I receive from you guys. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for being here. Okay, I'm gonna see you guys soon. Have a great weekend. It's Saturday. Yay. Have a great weekend. I love you guys. Bye.